We're here with Ben Scallan of the Irish Freedom Party and Conservative Comeback Ireland, who's organised a welcome party for the Vice-President of the United States, Mike Pence. So Ben, why did you organise this welcome for Mike Pence?
Well, I mean, he's a very important figure on the world stage. Mr. Pence, he has a connection to this island. I think he'd actually be eligible for Irish citizenship if he was to apply. He's been a very good friend to Ireland. He's a pro-family, pro-life politician. And America is our biggest trading partner, I believe. 27% of our trade is with the United States. So it makes a lot of sense to extend a welcome mat to people like that.
And what do you think of the media's coverage so far of his visit?
Well, I mean, of course, because he's connected to President Trump, they're going to try and make it seem like he is Satan incarnate and the whole world is going to explode if he sets foot on the country for any reason. But that's the typical hysteria that I would expect. I think the far left are having a protest outside the Dáil at the moment, but I don't think it'll have much of an impact, to be quite honest.
And there's a big contrast, I think, between his visit and Nancy Pelosi's, where she addressed the Dáil, and really, I think the red carpet was rolled out for her.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, this woman is an extreme leftist, far more extreme than Mike Pence ever was, but apparently I don't remember a single person protesting her visit. She actually got quite an amicable treatment by the powers that be here, because I think they're of a like mind. But yeah, Mr. Pence comparatively receives a very cold invitation, and I don't think that is, it's not very egalitarian.
And you had already problems here, I think, getting into the Phoenix Park. Is that true?
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the most astonishing things I've ever seen. I'm assuming somebody is after calling them up and sabotaging this ahead of time, but we were meant to actually go into the park, and we have been told by the Gardaí that only we are not allowed in as members of the Irish Freedom Party. So everybody else, you can see in the background people going in and out, guards aren't stopping them. It's just us. There's been a signed document that is forbidding us from entering a public park to welcome the vice president of one of our biggest trade partners. So I don't know what that says for the state of free speech. I mean, that's one of the signs that we have. It says free speech in a free country, and you're not even able to express yourself in public without the Gardaí stopping you. You know, if they just wanted to cordon off an area in general for safety reasons or whatever it might be, I would have absolutely no problem with that. But it's the selective nature of it. It's the fact that they can say, you are not allowed to go here in your own country. That, I think, is extremely authoritarian and concerning, to be honest.
And is it getting very stifling for yourself and others in Ireland, in your own view?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the media is extremely homogenous and monolithic in their thinking. They don't really allow any kind of diversity of thought. We're all big on diversity in this country, diversity of sex and race, and all of these things have to shoehorned into every area of life. But diversity of thought is not something that any of the intellectual classes, the universities, the politicians are interested in, and that's the most important one. The thoughts that are in people's heads are what make society move forward, not their arbitrary characteristics like their skin color or their genitalia, and that's exactly the one that we're allowing to wither and die on the vine, and I think that that's going to be a catastrophic thing for our society unless we can reverse it.
And so have you received much pushback with your own work that you've done so far?
Yeah, but sure, I mean, it's not the kind of thing that you'd pay much attention to.
Take it on the chin? Absolutely,
yeah. I mean, what is it that they're saying, really? Nobody who criticizes me so far has actually known what I believed. It's all caricatures. It's what they've heard from a lying media, from a lying activist or whatever. None of it is actually representative of what the ordinary common Irish person actually thinks and says in their home. That's all I think myself and my party does, is we say the things that most people believe in their own home, but they're too afraid to say publicly because of political correctness. And I think that as the more courageous we are, the more courageous the Irish people are, and I think that the days of this censorious culture of silencing people for having a dissenting thought, I think that's coming to an end.
And politically, do you think there will be change in Ireland anytime soon?
I do indeed, absolutely. We're seeing change all across the Western world. We're seeing the Salvini movement and Lega in Italy. We're seeing Trump, Brexit, Hungary, even France. All of these countries are seeing a revolutionary change, and it's a change towards more pro-family, patriotism, liking your country and promoting your own culture. Common sense immigration control, national sovereignty, all of these things, and people are very rapidly waking up to the disaster that has been globalism and far left extreme I hasten to call it liberalism. It's not really liberalism, because that would be that implies that there's something free about it. It's not free. It's authoritarianism, and people don't want any of that.
Ben Scallan, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tim.